To create our laces, let's go ahead and Shift A and let's go ahead and create a Bezier curve. And let's go ahead and scale that down, it's too large. And let's go ahead and bring it up. And under the top view, we could kind of move it here and rotate a little bit, scale it down. Now you don't want it to sink underneath the shoe. You can move it down, but make sure you could still see the Bezier curve. And we want to think about where we want the curve to start. So maybe we could have it start right here. So we could go ahead and from the top view, kind of move it like this. So it's going to start right there. And if we hit the tab key to go to edit mode, there are 2 points here to the Bezier curve. We have 1 point there and then the second point there. We could go ahead and make sure that we only have 1 point. We could just delete this point right there. Select this, press X and delete the vertex. So now we only have 1 point there, and we have to scale this down so that the handle is not too large. Press S to scale. So you need to do this in order to have control of the points here. If it's too large, you're not going to be able to create the laces properly. And we need to set this to tweak. Turn on the snap tool and we set it to face nearest. And we have to snap this somewhere on the area here. It doesn't matter if it's on the ring or it's on the surface here, but you need to snap it. And then we're going to be extruding this point here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be extruding this and then place it over here. And then extrude it again and place it here. Extrude, place it here. Extrude here and then here. And then after that, we're going to go back to this point. We're going to select this point again at the beginning. Press E to extrude it. Over here and then over here, 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 and here. And you can see that we're doing it on every other ring, torus, okay? All right, so now make sure you have the point selected. And while we're extruding, we do need to turn off the snap. We could Shift Tab on your keyboard for the shortcut to turn off the snap, Shift Tab. All right, to turn it on again, Shift Tab. Okay, so that's the shortcut. So turn it off the snap and then press E to extrude and then turn it on again, snap, and we need to snap this anywhere here and turn it off. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah. So make sure that you're actually selecting the actual point and not the handle itself while you're extruding. Okay, you can't really extrude the handle anyways, but yeah, just make sure you're selecting the middle part here. And while you're extruding, make sure you turn that off and then press E to extrude. And remember, we're not going to this one. We're going to skip and go to this here. And then turn on snap, Shift Tab, and then snap it here. All right. And turn off the snap. Select this. And then we're going to extrude it up. And then we're going to snap it here. We're going to skip this and snap it right there. Snap it right there. And turn it off. Select this. We're not going to go to this direction. We're actually going to skip that and move to that. So let's go ahead and turn this off while we're extruding. E to extrude. And then turn it on. Turn on the snap. That way we could snap it onto the face here. Then let's go ahead and turn it off. Extrude. Turn on the snap to snap onto the face. Okay, good. So if you press Shift Z, you should have something like this. All right, so I have, if you could see, I go from here to here, 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 and here. All right. And if I'm gonna go to object mode, and you can see what I have right there. Okay, that's what I have right now. And let's go back to edit mode, and we're gonna select the vertex where we started out from. I'm gonna turn off my snap tool. So remember, for this one, we're gonna do it differently. We're gonna extrude it and put it here, extrude, put it there, extrude, and then here, here, here. Basically the ones that we have not snapped a vertex on, that's where we're gonna go, okay? Alright, and yeah, let's go ahead and select this. Yeah, I'm gonna go and rotate this. There you go. Scale it. Alright, and I'm gonna go ahead and extrude. Rotate. Okay, and I'm gonna go and turn on the snap so I could snap it right there. If you need to press Shift Z to see where you're at, go ahead and feel free to do that. And I'm gonna turn off my snap, press E to extrude. And I'm gonna go ahead and snap it right here. Yeah, so just basically go through the process of extruding and then snapping it onto the torus. Let's go ahead and show the geometry for our Bezier curve. So let's go with our Bezier curve selected. Let's go to our data here for our curve. And let's go to geometry rollout. And let's go ahead and scroll down on the bevel rollout. You're going to see round. You're going to see depth. Let's go and add a value there, 0.05. Crank it up. All right, so now we could see some geometry there. I think I'm going to set it to a higher value, 0.055. Yeah, I think that should be, let me see from far away. Yeah, I think it should be thick enough. Could always go back later on if we need to. But of course, you could see that there's some things that we need to adjust. We need to make sure it's actually in the hole. So we can go ahead and select this, hit the tab key. And then we could go to each of the points that we have here. So we could do this first. And we could go ahead and rotate it. Press R and then kind of rotate it. You could also move it. Oops. Make sure you turn off snap. Otherwise, it's just going to snap it as you move, which you don't want that. Alright, so we go ahead and just kind of move it. And you could also play around with the handles as needed. You could rotate or move the handle. You could even adjust the handle to make it longer if you need to. And then we could also go to this one here. Could adjust the handle, make it a little longer, move it, move the point this way, and there you go. And we go to this side here. We go ahead and adjust the handle and move it. Go. And we can go to this one. Select the point and move it where it needs to go. Go. This is going to be maybe underneath there. And this is going to be slightly higher up. And then we could do the same thing here. We could go ahead and move it. Rotate as needed. Move it. And we go to this one here and gonna rotate it. Select this. Move it up. Go. Move it down, just like that. See, it's sinking in, but if we add an extra point there, we're gonna have a lot more control. Move it. Rotate. Probably good. Go ahead and lift this up. There you go. And this one here, this is actually not bad to begin with. And then this one, move it. and slightly lift it up like that. And this one here is sinking in too much, but we go back here and just gonna rotate. I think we could add some vertex there later, an extra point, but yeah, let's go to each of the areas where we have our lace on the side. Go move this, and of course go ahead and rotate this. Go lift it up, rotate, make that show. Okay, there's some areas here that looks like it's sinking in, of course. You see how this look like this geometry is sinking into that. So that's no problem. What we could do is we could add an extra point around in the middle here. So you should see, I could select this point, and then we could go to segment and subdivide. So now it creates a point in the middle right there. We're gonna move that up, no problem. All right, and same here, looks like the geometry is touching each other here, so we could use another extra point in this area. So we could select this, and then if we go to segment and subdivide, it's going to create a point in the middle of those two vertices. And there you go. Gonna move it like this, handle. And there's no limit of how much points you could add. If you want to add a point right here, you can. All right. You want to add some more points on the areas where it's touching the whole area, you can. But I think I have no problem with that. You could always go here and adjust it as needed, like this. All right. But yeah, I think I could go back there later if I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the parts where it looks like it's sinking into if the shoelaces are overlapping, it won't be good. And maybe here I could add another point here and here, segment and subdivide. Now I could go and kind of lift this up. There you go. Now, if you go over here, I think I could add another one here. Segment and subdivide, and I'll do this. I'll lift it up, and then here I could kind of lift that up. Go. Great. And I think it's a little too curvy. Bring that down. All right. Now you could see that the geometry here, it looks like it's just going inside this surface here. So what we could do is we could use the knife tool to create a loop around this area and delete the faces here, so it looks like the laces is actually going inside an opening. So let's go and do that. Let's go to object mode. You could select our shoe here, hit the tab key. And we could go press K for the knife tool. And I think I could add one here, up to here. Yeah, up to here. And here. Right here. And like that. press enter. And then we could go to face select these. And then we could go ahead and delete the faces there. Alright, so there's an opening and it looks like the laces are going inside the opening logically. And we can do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna go to the knife tool and go ahead and just create a cut where we need it. Go and press enter. And then we can go ahead and select these. And delete those faces. Now we can go ahead and select the edges here. And we can go ahead and extrude that. Press E. E to extrude. Right. And then we could go select the edges on this one. Gonna go to the top view. Press E. E to extrude. Alright, great. So we got the shoelace going and everything. And yeah, so that's how you create the shoelace there. And let's see how it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and show everything. I'm going to go and hide the sculpted shoe there. And we need to retopologize this part right here later. But yeah, so if I go look at this right now, yeah, so I know that a lot of the part of the shoelaces is going to be covered by the pants, so I didn't really bother to create. I didn't really bother to create the part where you have the ribbon here, but you could do that using the same method as I've shown you. You just continue extruding this out and shaping that out so you could create a little ribbon. And I think for this one, let me show everything again. Okay, and that is how you create shoelaces in Blender. I hope you all learned from this tutorial. Please like and subscribe if you found this video valuable, and I will see you guys in the next Victory 3D video.